I should have done the same.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We made it back from Knit City.
We did. I feel a little out of practice with this. It feels like it's been a really long time. I can't even. My hair is like, it quits. It's done. Who cares? So what?
Hello from snowy Edmonton.
It is actually sweater weather and hot weather.
It's freezing.
It is freezing. And it says, somebody said we're supposed to get much warmer weather this week.
Next week.
I'm just over it. It goes to 12 degrees Celsius and then it snows. And then it goes up again and then it snows. I think that's why everybody's sick.
They are. Oh my gosh. It's going through my house for the second time.
Yeah, we can't seem to shake it. It's been a good month in our house.
Yeah.
Where somebody is really sick for the while. But that's boring and ew. But we've had a great month off. It's been, we missed one. And we almost did it last week, but we were like wiped out.
Yeah.
And had to do some actual work. So we're back today. I'm really happy to be back to share everything.
I'm happy to be back. We have lots of knitting to share. Lots of fun stuff to talk about. Lots of yarn to show.
Lots. Like there's like today we're going to show you basically just yarn we have purchased. We've had amazing things show up in our mailbox too. Total crazy party in our mailbox. Yeah. We're going to start showing that stuff next episode. And we're back in the swing of it. We're not going to be missing anymore. It's all good.
Can you shift a titch that way?
A titch. Well, we have such swanky chairs. They're very easy to do that.
Now we're even.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what we were doing. Okay, whatever.
So Knit City was as fabulous as we had hoped again.
Oh my God.
For the third year.
I can hardly wait to go. It was so much fun to go. And then this year we rented a house for a few days and had like a chillax.
We did. Oh my gosh.
That's the way to do it. Because you're super relaxed. Because the weekend is crazy. The weekend is fun crazy.
Yeah, but busy.
But it's nice to have that little bit of relaxing time too. So that was fun to spend a few days in Vancouver. Because we never do.
Yeah.
I love Knit City. I wish Knit City was every 6 months. But then maybe I wouldn't love it so much. But I do. I love it. I love it.
Biannual. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. It would be fantastic.
I got some most beautiful yarns there. We met some amazing new people. You know what was fun? The 2 classes we took.
Yes. So we did take classes again, which was amazing.
Yes.
I loved it. We took stripes with our new friend Vera Valimaki.
She was as adorable as she looks.
And passionate about stripes. And if you look at her Ravelry, her selection of patterns, she's almost like a stripe queen. She does a ton of stripes. So it was a great class to take with her.
Yeah. And then we took on Sunday Mittens of the North Atlantic with Mary Jane Mucklestone.
How cool is she?
She stole my highlighter.
I was going to say, I felt like following her home, and now we have a reason. We want to get back your highlighter.
I'm totally teasing because I gave it to her and said, keep it, use it, but I thought I would tease her because...
That's funny.
Yeah.
She was amazing, and she came so highly recommended. Somebody said, oh, if she's teaching, you have to go take her class. And I was super excited, and it was amazing. And I always wish the classes were a little bit longer. Like, I always am amazed it goes so fast.
3 hours. We came away with baby mittens.
Yeah.
One mitten that is a Christmas tree ornament, I thought.
What did I do with mine? Mine must be somewhere. I did finish it, so it's got to be in a bag somewhere.
Yeah.
I hope I come across it. I'm sure I will. But it was great. And also, so in Vancouver, when we had those few days off, we went to the magical, mystical button store that I've heard about for years.
It is worth making a trek there. It's in Gastown, I would think.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. And what was
Angela?
I was going to say Alicia, but I knew that wasn't right. Angela was a doll. She's a knitter.
Gosh. She is, well, she's just awesome in every way. But it was talked about sort of like, almost like the wand shop in Harry Potter. Like, it's got all these cupboards, and all you have to do is mention what you want, and she's like, oh, I have that right here. Oh, I have that right there. And sure enough, I mean, if you can't find it there, you don't need it.
No.
That is the button mecca. If you're a sewist, if you're a knitter, if you're a crocheter, it was great. I mean, you can knit a swatch and send it to her, and she'll match buttons for you.
Yeah,
and ship it back.
It's amazing.
I might do that.
I didn't have a sweater in mind pre-Knit City, So I bought some beautiful silver pounded buttons.
Those were gorgeous.
And I'm thrilled because now the sweater that I did end up buying for at Knit City, it's going to be perfect.
Yeah. I bought, so I'll show them to you when we're showing our stuff later. And I think it's actually going to work with the sweater I just cast on.
Oh, good.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess in the back of my mind, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
So that was super, super fun. A whole group of us just went in there and
took over,
grabbed buttons and visited, and it was super, super fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're in that area, that people already know about it. But if you ever visit Vancouver, or honestly, just go online.
Yeah.
I think she said you can mail a swatch.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think. Does she have an online shop?
She doesn't have an
I don't
online
think
shop,
so.
but she will work with you to do over the phone purchases and get your buttons to
and
you.
I've heard people emailing photos, but really the best thing to do would be to mail her a swatch.
Yeah.
Which would be really awesome.
And you know what else was really fun that Amanda and Fiona thought up this year was they had a pub night, a trivia pub night.
Yes.
Hosted by Pom Pom Magazine and Julie Aslin. Mm-hmm. That was
How fun was that?
Yes.
And we were asked to host a table, which was...
We were split up.
I know. It was crazy. It was really, really fun, though.
Yeah.
And so all the knitters are just sitting around the table knitting, and there's trivia questions, and then they broke it up into little, where you could go get a drink. So you do these 10 questions, and then there was a musical round where they had changed the lyrics to popular songs to relate to knitting or fiber or whatever. And we always knew Julie Aslin was a rock star, but now it's for real. It's official. Julie sang the songs.
She was great.
Oh my God. She was up there dancing and singing, and I mean, how nerve-wracking. She was amazing. She did amazing. So it was a super fun night. Packed, of course. Every table was jam-packed.
Yeah.
And it was just a ton of fun. There was a bar, and you just got to hang out, and I don't know. It was super fun. I think those social events just sort of add one more layer of fun to the whole thing.
Is there any more spots for their October retreat? I shouldn't have checked.
Oh.
I should have checked. At the end of Knit City, there was still a few spots for their October next weekend.
For Knit Social.
Knit Social Galliano Island retreat.
Oh. If you can sneak it, and even if you're local and you can just make it out there, you don't have to travel very far, they should go.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Yeah. Oh, it was so much fun.
That was the
And
best.
then it was coming home and back to work, back to reality.
Yeah.
But we still got amazing stuff, and I can't
did.
wait to knit everything with it.
I was amazed Knit City this year. I was almost disoriented when I went in because they wrote that you're using a different door to get in there, and the whole floor was covered in booths this year.
Yeah.
There was no space where it wasn't full.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
I mean, I just had so much fun. It's such a well-done event. It seems like people came from far and wide.
We spent some time in Saturday afternoon and Sweet Georgia booth.
I know. I mean, honestly, we could just go on and on about all these. It was the most magical, wonderful weekend. So we didn't have our own booth this year, which was super fun last year, but we were going to take classes instead. So Felicia of Sweet Georgia said, I would love it if you could come to my booth at some point. And that turned into like a meet and greet thing, and it was the most fun.
It was. That's my favorite part of
Sweet Georgia has a part of my heart. Yes. I just love it. I think it's such special yarn, and her colors are amazing, and she's Canadian, and
her team rocks.
I couldn't say enough about it. Yeah, all the people in her booth are amazing, but her booth is like this magical rainbow. So
it really is
beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to meet all the knitters there, and that was my favorite part, to meet the people that watch this babble
stupid
fest. But people are so sweet, right? Some little kids we got to meet.
Yes. It was fun. Okay, so let's let's announce a winner. Let's make somebody's day. What's that?
What the hell's going on?
Oh, 20. I thought you were announcing winners.
I could. We could. We could pause.
No.
Well, we wanted to thank our sponsor.
Yes.
Right off the top.
Yes.
Because this carnival color through Row One Yarn is so much fun. And I feel like people are getting in the swing of like advent calendar ideas right now. And I think this would be a really fun alternative to an advent calendar.
I do too. There's so many mini ornament patterns out there that I feel like this Row One sort of idea with the little minis would be perfect.
So she, Laura of Row One Yarn, does these really fun mystery kits every month with a dyer, and they do either 10 or 20 minis. So either 10 gram or 5 grams, but you get 100 grams of yarn. And I feel like if you ordered a Carnival of Color, you could maybe not open it, but just like reach in and grab one every day and make it your own little advent thing. And you could do scrappy socks, or your, like you said,
like little mini ornaments, yes.
Or just sort of start crocheting or knitting like a scarf thing.
Did
and
you
just
just
see
say
what
socks?
Happens. Yeah, we could do
scrappy socks. Yeah.
But it would be really, really fun. And she's really generous. If you've never tried it before, she's got a coupon code. Is it backwards?
We are so high tech with
We're
our paper.
so high tech. We don't actually edit and put the stuff on the screen, but that's not going to stop us. So her code is HELLO20, and you get 20% off if you've never tried it before. And there's no shipping if you live in the U.S. It's free shipping.
Yeah.
$10 to Canada, $15 the rest of the world. So we are having a ball with our row 1 color of yarn. And woo! David Letterman. What? I think you guys should try it. I feel like we've showed it a million times, but it is the most cute little muslin bag.
Yes.
It comes in and it's all labeled, and she seems to find these amazing dyers, and it's always exciting.
I agree.
So thank you, Laura, for your
Laura.
sponsorship, and we absolutely love your Carnival of Color club. That's a lot of C's.
Let's do our knit 2 together.
Let's. Oh my God.
This is the month we were waiting to show you guys. Remember? We wanted to show you. We didn't want to show you. We truly, truly felt connected to every single month.
Yes.
And would have picked every single month.
Definitely.
This one just stood out because it's our colors, obviously, but it just wowed us.
Yeah, I don't know what Nicole's process is, because we told her our stories. This is our collaboration with Nicole of Hugh Loco. She took some Grocery Girl memories and translated them to yarn.
Yes.
And so, do you want to start with this story?
This is Jet Setter?
This is Jet Setter.
Okay, so my parents have been in the grocery business for 50 plus years. Mm-hmm. And back in the day when there was swag and all that great stuff you used to get, they used to do, well, they still do trips, but not quite like this
it's
that
not
they
the
used
same.
to do.
They were kind of big deal trips.
Like international trips every year, like China, Portugal,
Australia,
France,
China, everywhere.
Yeah.
Spain, they did it all.
So every year, my mom would bring us back a doll. But not just
in the traditional dress of that country.
Yes.
It was kind of a thing. I'm sure you could just get them. And I'm not saying this to me. I mean, I think every airport would have that, right? Like
right.
Cute little souvenirs.
To remember the country.
Maybe she went somewhere else to get them. I don't know. But they were amazing. And so she would bring back a doll for each of us? Probably.
No, for one.
I do remember them all lined up on a big shelf.
I remember one set, but I could be wrong.
Like the Thailand one was so beautiful. She was all jeweled.
Oh my God.
And she had like a pointy hat. Anyway, they were really
The one
stunning.
from Jamaica was that handmade doll, and you flipped up her dress and it was another
red and yellow and green. And they were super cool. I mean, we didn't know anything about stuff all the way around the world.
No.
So it was one of those things that you kind of didn't miss your parents as much because you knew this really cool gift was coming. Yeah. And our grandma always came to stay with us. Yeah. And remember, she used to do the chart for behavior. We must have been badass kids because she would have a chart every day and you got to earn a star. I don't even know what we were earning them for. Was there something good at the end?
I don't remember, but I do remember
she had red. You're bad. If you got a red star, bad.
I'm sure I had red
Blue
stars.
was like, and then there was silver and gold. So I don't know what we were up to, but I remember the star chart and grandma came to take care of us. And then mom always brought home these super cool dolls in their traditional dress.
Yeah.
And when you looked at them all lined up, it was just this crazy rainbow of color, right?
Because it was so beautiful.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So we told Nicole this story and she said, what names are we going to get? And we called it Jet Setter. And so this is what Nicole came up with. Stop it. This is on her 80/20 base, her superwash merino. Oh my God. Okay. That's like the darkest purple.
Yes.
It's not black. It looks black, but it is like...
Maybe it's overdyed black.
Purple and black had a baby. It's super, super, super...
Oh, that sort of showing...
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
So she has made... Oh my God. I can't even. Look at those speckles. Let's pop it open. So it looks like one that's going to micro stripe.
I agree. Maybe
not, because it's not half and half.
Right.
But look at all the color. This is one immediately, as soon as we got it, I was like, what? This is...
I'm surprised you didn't cast it on, to be honest.
Well, I know.
Were you waiting?
I had planned... Not really. Oh. I just didn't cast... I haven't cast on socks for a bit, but maybe this will be hat or something.
Oh, gosh,
what do you think about
that
that?
So much.
Look at those.
So that's why we were like, what? When we saw this one.
There's some beautiful teal and hot pink and orange and purple and, of course, the gray. I think that's what caught our attention.
Yeah. Okay, you got to see what this was.
Yeah. So every month, this is a sock club. So every month we added something fun and usually limited edition.
Knit two together, Grocery Girls. Measuring tape.
Yes. Bright yellow. Hopefully you don't lose that.
This is cool.
This one's really fun. This was made by a local maker to us, Diane, who is Brick Bubble. I'm sure you've heard of Brick Bubble. She cut out these adorable gold acrylic grocery carts for us. So you get a set of stitch markers that are our favorite, those light bulb ones.
Yeah.
In rose gold, and then she's cut out one that you can use as a stitch marker or a progress keeper, and it comes in a tin with our logo on top. So the tape measure, the yellow tape measure with our Knit Two Together logo is specific to the kit.
Yeah.
When they're gone, they're gone. But the good news is, I heard from Nicole this morning, there's a few October and a few September left in her shop. So if you really just wanted to wait and see what the color looked like,
you can get this.
you can still get the inclusions. You can still get the yarn. But when they're gone, they're gone. So this was the most fun 6 months.
Could you believe 6 months is over?
No.
In a blink.
It feels like it just started. So this was an absolute treat to just work with our friend Nicole. And she's so talented. I think her colors are absolutely amazing. And we were lucky enough. She was our roomie at Knit City.
Yes, we had the weekend together.
We've never had a roommate before.
No.
So that was really fun to be able to sort of hang out in the room and have time to chat. And we didn't even eat that much because we were so full of pho. We did our Knit City Vietnamese feast.
Every day.
Somebody tell us where else to go for dinner, but we just love it so much.
And it's close. I mean, at the point where you're like, oh God, I'm exhausted, but I'm starving. You don't want to be...
And it's such good food. Like, it's such good quality food, right?
So delicious.
Super fresh, and it looks like it's a little family business, and it's packed. So what more can you ask for?
I agree.
God, what did I just do to this game? So super fun. So there was Knit Two Together. If you're really quick, you can probably still get it in Nicole's shop. Yay. I should cast this on right away.
Yes, you should.
Totally
One more code. Let's do that before we forget.
Okay. Well, I can even take... when we start showing the yarn.
Okay, good.
Again, and we won't forget.
Yes.
Because we do have another coupon code from some of our
perfect
new yarn from Knit City, which is super generous, and I'm excited about it. So, what do we want to do?
FOs?
What? Wake up already. I feel tired too.
It's the weather.
Yeah, it's super gray.
Waking up every night. Like, it's just like...
Is your cold still keeping you up at night?
No, but Shane's is, and my, like, menopause waking up every damn night, and then at 5:45 in the morning.
We don't even have any juicy stories to tell from our house. We got to meet Carson and Miyoko, who were friends of Hohi's from a long time.
Carson Testnet for me.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I think we should tell everybody that Hohi and Vera played beer pong all night long.
They were wasted the whole time.
I wish we had juicy stories like that.
We don't have any stories. It was just, I feel like when everybody came together in the house, I feel like it was just like, oh, I needed this few minutes, right?
Yeah.
I just needed to relax.
And it was just a group that just seemed instantly comfortable. Everybody was on the same page.
Our friend Diane.
Sit and Knit, Diane, Suburban Stitcher came. Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade hopped on an airplane and came to Vancouver for the weekend.
Just like Helen?
Like 5 or 6 days.
Hohi and Vera were teaching.
Yes.
And they made a 2-week vacation after. They're still in Canada having a vacation. Helen came for the weekend.
Isn't that crazy? Well, yeah, like the 3 days before and the weekend.
Right. Oh, I guess, yeah.
So I think that's cool, though.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of experience going to all these knitting festivals. I know. She flies a lot. She probably feels like, oh, it's no big deal to come. And it was a treat to be able to just hang out and visit with her and all of that stuff. Everybody was lovely. Miyoko and Carson are like black belt knitters.
Oh, they are.
Crazy.
Yes. It was fun.
Miyoko came with a tiny bit of a sweater and she left and it was like almost done the body.
Yeah, she was fast.
Anyway, it was fun.
Okay.
Okay.
We're wearing
What's what?
We're wearing FOs.
FOs. Come on, wake up, people. Don't tell me you didn't even notice. You go first.
Okay. The Throwback by Andrea Mowry.
It's gorgeous, Jodi. Jodi.
It is the perfect. I'm just gonna stand up. I knit it to the pattern.
You didn't make any length anywhere else?
I didn't make any length. It's just hitting me below my hip.
Yeah.
Which I think
it looks
really
super good on you.
I have to say, this pattern, I hadn't knit an Andrea Mowry pattern before. It's a very clear, well-written pattern.
Yeah.
I didn't swatch. I sort of measured as I started, but I didn't swatch. I did measuring, and I picked the size that I would. It fits to perfect.
It looks like you swatched and made sure you got gauge.
Yes,
it's perfect, Jodi.
She nailed the sizing.
Well,
it's beautiful.
What size needle did you use?
I believe a 5.
5 millimeter for the whole thing.
Yes.
Did you go up a needle size in your colorwork section?
Yes, 5 point. Yeah, whatever the pattern said. I followed the pattern as far as needle size.
Okay.
And then I just went up 1 needle size just for the colorwork.
Yeah. That's such a good tip.
I steeked.
Okay, tell
I'm
us
not going to really show you. Okay, you guys. So this cardigan is knit, knitting one side purl, like it's knitting flat. Mm-hmm. It's not flat. It's not seamed, but it's flat. Okay, so me being lazy, I didn't want to purl. So I thought, I'm going to steek this bitch. So the trouble is that my only other steeking experience was the knotted steek, which worked beautifully.
Right.
But I thought this time Tracie said, try the crochet one.
did. I feel like it's less time.
Yes.
And I feel like that's your jam.
Right.
Right? Do something quick.
Right. So I had knit the whole sweater. And as I came across with my 2 colors, I would just hold them together and knit across.
So they were floats behind your work?
No, just knit together. I held both yarns together with double knit.
Oh, okay.
So by the time I realized I had not done this steeking area properly in the color work, I couldn't crochet it. And then it was like I had already unraveled it.
What do you mean you couldn't crochet it?
Well, because with color work crochet steek, you have to do like knit one color strand, knit the other color strand, back and forth.
Yeah.
But I actually
you didn't add extra stitches in the middle?
I did, but I held both yarns together and just knit straight across.
But that's what shouldn't be. Okay, I
don't know if it ended up being my issue or I unraveled it too much.
So you did not crochet?
I did crochet. But then it didn't work and it was unraveling. So then I sewed it. Anyway, it all worked out.
It worked out amazing.
It doesn't look
Who would
pretty.
know?
It doesn't look pretty.
Well, first of all, I don't think it looks bad at all.
Anyway.
I don't think, and also nobody's looking.
I was at the point doing this steeking where I thought, I've screwed this up so bad, I have to scrap this.
No.
Yes.
Well, you pulled it out of
my ass.
I think so.
My throat's scratchy today. Anyway, I can't be more thrilled. And you know what's really fun? Andrea's going to be at Rhinebeck next week. She has little enamel throwback sweater pins, and she's giving them away to people at Rhinebeck wearing their throwback. I hope I haven't spoiled the giant surprise, but
no, I've seen something about them on Instagram.
Good. So I feel like I got my badge.
You totally did, because you got a pin.
Yeah, like I did my sweater in my badge. I use Yoth yarn in Father, and I put my colors up on Instagram, and I don't exactly remember all the names, but I can't tell you how much I loved knitting this sweater.
Jodi, it's so beautiful. And I mean, once I saw yours, I thought, that's one thing I want to buy at Knit City, because the yarn she used in the pattern for the color work is from Spin Cycle Yarns.
Yeah.
And I heard Abundant Earth Fiber was going to be there and they were going to have some of it. So I thought, awesome. I don't actually need yarn of any kind, but that would be cool if I could just get the stuff for the color work, because I have stuff for the body that would work. So I was really excited to get that, and I'll show that later, because everybody that knits this sweater gushes about what a fun experience it was, what a well-written pattern it was,
so
and how
easy,
nice it fits.
Yes.
And I'm a huge fan of this giant ribbing that she chose to use.
I loved her little details because she has a 3x3 rib here. And then she has, I don't know, do a lot of sweaters. So you picked up this.
You started here
with your collar.
Okay.
And then you did this next. So this goes all the way up through the collar. I mean, I just think...
Did you cast on any ribbing? Like, was this always here, or did you pick up later?
Later, at the end.
Picked up later. It looks amazing.
The only thing I did do is with my sleeve. I don't like them tight, but I like them a little bit snugger, so I decreased at a faster rate. I just felt they were really roomy when I first...
And I think with a square sweater, a tighter sleeve is really flattering.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, 2 thumbs up.
Jodi, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I would say...
I love knitting her weekender. I'm a big fan. I would knit an Andrea pattern any day.
Now I'm going to take it off because I'm very hot.
Are you dying?
Yeah, I'm hot today.
And that's all Rambouillet wool, right?
Oh my God.
So that's something you've never knit before.
It's neat. It was neat because I had blocked... She recommends before you doing any of the finishing, to block the body of the sweater.
That's a great idea.
So I did that. It laid, so it was, laying nice and flat. And then I did the sleeves after, but boy, the difference between the bloomed, blocked yarn to the non-blocked sleeve before I blocked the sleeves.
You mean just the way it looks?
Yeah, but it just plumped right up and got so soft, soft.
It's unbelievably soft.
I'm surprised. If I didn't know, I would guess it could be a blend because of how soft it is.
Yeah.
But it is not.
Well, that's really fun to... It's a huge... I mean, Yoth yarn, people love Yoth yarn.
Yeah.
So
I will have to... It doesn't pill like crazy, but I will, being a hand knit sweater, have to use my gleaner. But you guys, I couldn't be more thrilled.
That's why we buy a gleaner, to keep things nice, right?
Yeah. Love, love, love.
Love it. Throwback, done.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, so I'm wearing my Hamilton. This is my FO. This is... This was kind of in timeout because I had a bit of a sleeve fail this summer. And then I just buckled down and redid it. I actually started alternating a different ball of yarn, and then I added also the texture that...
Were you originally not knitting the texture?
I wasn't knitting the texture, but I was also alternating 2 balls of... This is rose gold from Sweet Fiber.
Yeah.
And it is a real mix of like a yellowy goldish color on a pinky mauvey color. So you for sure have to alternate skeins.
Yes.
Like you cannot get away with a sweater without alternating with this. So I was alternating 2 skeins that were more goldy, and so I just substituted a different one that was much more rosy, and I didn't do much different.
I know. It's funny you say, I mean, you did talk about your problem with your sleeve and how much you weren't struggling, but you weren't thrilled about what you had done to begin with. You'd never know now that you're finished.
I'm 100% thrilled with the way it turned out. It fits. I think it fits great.
It was made. You picked the perfect size.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it, the last sweater I knit was Barrett wool and their Wisconsin wool and spun, so it's like more rustic and it behaves a certain way. And this is superwash merino, and it just behaves a totally different way.
Different drape.
I love wearing them both.
Yeah.
This one is really soft though.
Yeah.
Like it's a really soft, beautiful. I love the weight of it. Like when you put it on, it just kind of like fall, like, like you can feel that weight of it. I love that. This design is Hamilton by Jose Paquin, and I fell in love with her sample last Knit City, and this yarn was Melissa of Sweet Fibers Knit City colorway last year.
Well, isn't it fitting you wore it this year?
I was like, this thing's got to be done. I have to wear it. So one weekend, that's all I did were the sleeves on this sweater.
Yeah.
I was like not finishing. And I learned that tubular bind off in my weekender sweater. Everything's going to be tubular bind off from now on. It's
okay, I gotta learn that.
You do. And it's just super easy, Jodi. It's just a couple of rows of knitting. And
right. I gotta do
and
that.
Kitchener went for the bind off.
I love Kitchener.
Okay, well then you'll love it. You will love it.
I do love Kitchener.
The tubular cast on is just a couple of extra rows where you're knitting and slipping stitches, and then you join in the round if it's going to be in the round. But the bind off has a bit of Kitchener involved. So
cool.
It's not hard. It just takes a little bit extra time. How many Hamiltons do you think we saw walking around Knit City?
Several.
There was 3 in this color alone.
Oh my God.
I was the oldest one.
Well, and it's funny because the different tone of that cute blonde with that girl.
There was like, yes, this adorable girl.
Hers was quite a bit lighter.
Yeah, well, hand-dyed yarn, right?
Exactly. It was just as beautiful.
Yeah.
But so it was fun seeing the Hamiltons.
There were a lot. I almost wish we had a class picture because there was several. There was a beautiful red one. There was a blue one. There was a few of us rose golds. So let me talk about the pattern a little bit. I have never knit a José pattern before, José Paquin, and I have to say I stumbled a little bit at the beginning to get going on this pattern. But the thing that made it easier for me is there's all these little tiny, like 5 or 6 stitch charts. And I just sort of cut up my pattern. I photocopied it again and I cut them up and I taped them in the order that they were going to be, knitting, this one goes here and this one goes here and there's one in the middle. So I just sort of taped them in a row and then I used my magnetic chart thing where you move up the line and so you can just see. And let me tell you, Bob's your uncle off to the races.
Yeah.
No trouble. So, and it's not difficult. I don't want to scare anybody off at all. But I found the charts being throughout the pattern hard I didn't want to flip back and forth.
Yes.
So I just taped them all together and it was no problemo. I didn't find any difficult.
Good. That's a great tip for people.
It was really, really good. And, but slightly confusing at the beginning. She's amazing. I'm sure she would have answers to any questions you had. If you wanted to. I think there's lots of Hamiltons out there, but it's a matter of just getting it so that your brain is on the right page. But It was really, really fun. I love it. It's one of my favorite sweaters. How much do we love knitting sweaters?
That's all I want to knit.
I love knitting socks too, but you can knit half a sweater in the amount of time it takes you to knit a pair of socks.
Yeah. There's a lot of knitting in socks.
There is a lot of knitting in socks.
On teeny weeny needles.
Yes. So these worsted weight sweaters are the way to go at this point, I have to say. I love it.
I'm wearing my tread hat. Tracie knit this for me
more sweet fiber
for Christmas. Shannon Cook.
Okay, amazing pattern.
Yeah.
And looks so beautiful in hand-dyed yarn like that.
Shannon has a new hat pattern that came out Knit City Weekend.
Yes.
Knit with Hannah Lee of Hinterland Yarns. Yarn.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And there's a 2-color version that's so cute.
Yeah. So check out Shannon's new pattern.
It's on her Instagram too, so
Very
you'll be able
Shannon.
to find it.
Okay.
So that is, do you have any more filled and finished objects?
Yes.
Do you? Yes, you do. This is a big deal. Big deal.
No, this isn't the big.
What?
This is the big deal. I knit twin hats.
Aww. Jodi.
Tin Can Knits Beloved. Remember the bonnet? You guys, the construction is very clever. Literally, you start down here, working short rows on the back, straight on the front, and you cast off here.
I mean, I don't even have anyone to really knit it for, but I feel like I want to knit it.
Tracie, it comes in adult size.
Yeah, I guess I could have lots of people to knit it for then.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
it's super cute on a little one, though.
Old-fashioned-y sort of bonnet. I added a little bit of a braided tassel. But look what the back is doing with your short rows. It has cinched it in. So it is going to cradle that back of their head and just be so cozy.
And keep any air from getting in, right?
Yeah.
So these are for the twins.
These are for the girls. I knit them both in Yarn Ink DK. The pattern calls for DK. One is Swoon. I believe this is Swoon. And I can't remember.
I love that one. This is one of her newer colors.
Yes, it is.
It is amazing.
So this is mostly purple, like a mauvey sort of purple with cream and flecks of green. And then this is the pinky sort of.
Is this for Christmas or are you just going to send them off?
I'm just sending them so they can wear them.
Yeah.
Isabel's birthday and George's birthday.
But Jodi, you know what? It's like 30 degrees in Toronto right now, so it's...
I know. Oh my God, I know.
So there is no panic. You could save them for
Isabel's
Christmas.
birthday is the 23rd of October. I was just going to mail them then.
Yeah, yeah. So Isabel's how old?
She'll be 5.
And then who's the little one?
Addison and...
Do you have... So you're mailing something for Isabel?
I'm mailing something for Isabel.
And then this is just for the girls?
And then, yes.
Okay.
I thought that they...
are you going to knit one for Isabel too?
I knit her a blueberry waffle one. Remember I showed?
Yes, that
and then
crocheted one?
No, just a blueberry waffle held I should have brought it to show. Anyway, and then the unicorn one.
Yes, I remember that
So
one.
Addie and Reese will get these, and then
What a fun package for
this
for
can
them
be
to
done
get.
in an evening. 3 or 4 hours. I mean, that's a full evening, but yes.
And
you
so
guys.
it's DK weight written pattern.
DK weight written.
Okay.
And
Well, it's adorable. I love everything Tin Can Knits.
yes.
Yeah.
Once you get by, you know, because you've cast on here, once you get by this section and then it becomes the repeatable section, it's
Super speedy.
memorized. It's that quick.
It's adorable. It looks so cute. I love their pictures. I love their... And actually, you're right. If you have the right hair, like if you've got the long, cool, groovy, you could wear that.
How cute on an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen it. I love the long...
Yeah. I don't know. Is it okay to tie that on a baby? Everything's a damn hazard these days. I would
While they're eating a hot dog or raisins, tie their hat on. I don't know.
Anyway, cute down, cute just hanging down. It's gonna, because of the short rows, it's just gonna, you know, cradle their head.
Yeah.
It's not gonna need
Kids
to be
generally
tied.
don't like them tied anyway, right? Most,
No.
I mean, a toque, it just slips on. It can be just the same. It's just got that extra flair.
She's got newborn, baby, toddler, adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, and I knit the baby size. And as I'm knitting, I'm second guessing it, thinking, this does not look like it's going to. Was I
How old
thinking
are the
too big or
babies?
too small? August, September, 3, going on 4 months.
Oh, yeah. This is...
No, I should never second guess Alexa.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Alexa and Emily know what they're
They
talking
know
about.
the shizzle
This
about
is
all the sizes.
perfect. And I didn't block it. I didn't want to block it. I didn't want it to stretch out anymore.
And when you knit it in superwash, Mom can throw it in the machine and it's still going to be...
Right?
Yeah, you need to for kids. You need
got to
to
think about that.
You do.
Do we like the tassel?
Yes. Are you kidding?
Okay, I wondered. I wanted something. I didn't want
You could actually, I mean, I love an I-cord, but I always look for ways to sort of, if you want to knit it a million times, make it look a little bit different. You could start right here.
Yes.
And make a braid later.
Easy
Just,
peasy.
Yeah, you really could. So if you want to do it a little bit differently, but the I-cord's adorable.
It's a 4-stitch I-cord. That went quick.
Yeah.
I was trying to do it on a 24-inch cable. I was going to knit.
I-cords are nice on DPNs. It's one of the things I do on DPNs.
Need it on DPNs.
Yeah.
Like
Jodi,
the
that's
section. Yeah.
so cute.
What are you working on? Show me what you're working
No, we're
on.
still doing FOs.
Well, we'll talk about this when we talk about our patterns.
Oh, okay. What am I working on? I have actually a ton of whips,
Do you?
but I'm trying to clean them up.
Okay.
So I'll show you my oldest one. It is, and you guys, if I would just buckle down, I think I'm only a few days away from finishing.
Oh my God, it's giant.
Speaking of Andrea Mowry, I think this is the right side. See, I've been knitting the Birds of a Feather. The last time I showed it, it was super teeny.
It was.
Now it's giant, and I only have a couple of sections left to go. Isn't it beautiful? You knit it up to a certain point where you've got even numbers of stitches.
Right.
And then, without changing the center spine, it's actually a really cool idea in this pattern. You decrease on one side and increase on the other. So your stitch count doesn't change, but you end up getting this slanted decrease down the one side. So it just changes the shape of the shawl.
Isn't that
love
fun
it.
how simple stitches can just do that?
So simple, right? And you just think, so this is the right side. So the yarns I'm using are,
Gosh, those are beautiful.
oh my God, I love them. And it's being knit in a single ply. This is Hedgehog Fibers in their skinny singles in the Film Noir colorway, which is just really delicate. It's so pretty. It's got some pinks and like a smudge of espresso brown on this really creamy base. It actually reminds me of Teacup.
A really heavily
Film Noir,
yes.
like way more heavily speckled, but that sort of color family.
Yeah.
And then I'm using the mohair from Legacy Fiber Arts, Chelsea and Sue, in their peaches and cream color.
Gosh, that's perfect. It's
It's
like it was
such-
made together.
It's such a pretty, I love it. I don't love knitting mohair as much by itself, single-stranded, as double-stranded with another yarn. But I'm doing it. But it goes, and it's really, really simple. It's mostly, it's just garter, and every once in a while you've got a little tiny lace section.
Gosh, that's so beautiful.
Our friend Diane came to Knit City with her completed Birds of a Feather, and that has lit a fire under my butt because
hers was the most beautiful burnt orange.
Well, it was her own yarn.
Yes,
it was so
stunning.
Beautiful. This was a super random cast on. Like, what do I have that will work? And I love the colors. I'm super happy with this.
I love that.
And I've been knitting some shawls to give away, so this one I think is going to be for me.
It's pretty.
I love it.
That's going to be a good color
super,
for you.
super cozy to just wrap around in your coat.
I agree. I have a how you say work in progress?
Jodi. Let's see it.
Can you find the oh my god, what's this one?
Yes.
Marshland. So the Tin Can Knit Gals came out with a book, a Strange Brew book. So they've expanded on what they came out with last year with the recipe for the yoked sweater. That's it right there.
Yeah.
The sweater book, you guys, is crazy beautiful.
So that's the one you've chosen.
This is the Marshland. That's the one that I've chosen to knit.
I have to gush about this book for just 2 seconds.
Let's do that.
Alexa was super sweet, and she said, I want to give you guys some books, and which is crazy because it was like top of our list to buy. But thank you. You guys are so sweet. When you start knitting or reading this book, it's not just patterns. It's everything you would ever want to know about knitting a bottom up or a top down or steeking or color work or design your own, or okay, now we've got patterns in fingering weight, DK, Aran weight, yarn choices, yarn color, how to choose your colors if they're going to work together. This is kind of like a little color work Bible.
Not to mention, like 18 plus sizes.
Yeah, and
on every single sweater.
And they get it. They know everybody hates swatching, even though it's the right thing to do. It's not fun all the time. So they give you these hat patterns and cowl patterns. Those are your swatch. So knit it up, and a hat will fit somebody at some point.
Yes.
So, but then you measure your gauge and go, I guess I need to go up a needle size, or perfect. But really, I was reading my book, and it's incredible. They talk about, where should you carry up your yarns where they're gonna not be as noticeable, and how do you add steeking? How do you center your pattern to add a steek? And then they've actually got a steek tutorial on their website, which I used. I swatched and used it because I was wondering, can we really steek superwash yarn?
Did you do that?
Yes.
And?
Yes, you can. Is it the very best choice to steek? No. Does it work? Yes. So it's traditionally that rustic, scratchy Norwegian. If you use yarn like that, you don't even have to steek it, or you don't have to, what's it called?
Crochet?
Stabilize it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to do any of that. You can just cut it because it's so sticky it won't even move. But
I would be afraid not to.
Superwash yarn. I did the crochet stabilizing method up this. Anyway, it was amazing.
How easy is that?
I read this book, all the stuff at the beginning about, some people like bottom up, some people like top down. This is an amazing book. If you're interested at all in knitting this type of stuff, I feel like there's a ton of work that went into this book.
Yeah.
And then they went to Iceland with their families and got photos.
Nice work trip, ladies.
Nice. She said they paid their kids in candy. Here's a sucker. I need a few more photos.
Totally.
Go stand over there.
So this book, as soon as Alexa said, because it's funny, I had said to Tracie, I don't know what yarn I'm getting for what sweater yet at Knit City. And then I talked to Alexa before Knit City, and she's like, well, I have a new book coming out. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to knit your sweater.
Right.
So it was like the
perfect storm.
Perfect storm. The sweater gods were smiling upon
and we'll
me.
be giving away some of these books.
Yeah.
And Alexa said, let me know if you need prizes. You know what? I think we should totally take her up on that. Maybe have a couple of e-copies sent to some winners from our Colorwork Cal.
Yeah.
And thank you for that.
Thank you for that. Okay, so
let's see your sweater. Jodi. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I am steeking it. I had to message Alexa. I'm like, can you help me with this? Where is this at? Because unlike the throwback, which is already a cardigan, and I just chose to add a steek.
Right.
This was a pullover. So actually the center was at the back right shoulder. So I'm like, just a minute, let me think. How am I going to do this? So she helped me sort of think what to think about when I was placing my steek.
Right.
Mine...
so what did you do? So tell me how do you do? Because that carrying your yarns, like the center being there, that's in the book. They're like, oh, this is a very unobvious place to carry, because it won't be right in the middle of your work, right?
So it's smart.
But you want to carry your yarns up the front.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've just used I've switched the beginning of round. Mm-hmm. I did not move the beginning around. I've just now made that my center front.
Right.
And so she did say, you just have to think about, how many, when it says, when you're going to separate for the sleeves, it says knit this many, this will be the sleeves, this will be the front, this will be the back. I'll just have to like mentally, look,
count from the center.
Yeah, from the center out that way.
Okay, Jodi, your colors you picked.
So
this is super Icelandic looking. This one to me is like super, super, oh, it's so beautiful.
So I'm using Shelter, which is the yarn that they knit the sample sweater in. Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. This is, the darkest color is cast iron.
Beautiful.
This cream is fossil. And then I knew I really, really wanted to use their 3 new colors. So this blue is iceberg. It's like this icy blue.
It's such a beautiful blue.
This yellowy, greeny...
baby diarrhea color.
Yeah. That is my favorite.
It's so pretty.
It's called pumice.
It's actually more like a mossy green.
No, it's not. This yellow one is called Yellowstone. And then this light gray that's down here is their new pumice.
Okay. Where's the blue? Okay, the blue's up in here.
I'm going to be doing... Oh, right here I'm doing blue and green again.
Okay, that's so pretty. So what's your main body color? The gray?
The dark.
Oh, the black?
The black.
Jodi, that's going to be so nice.
Mm-hmm. I am not following... I'm not following her color chart and keeping the colors all like...
You're just doing whatever you feel like?
Whatever I feel like.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to know. That's why you don't have... Like, you don't really have to swatch. You're just like, now I want to put the blue and the green together. Don't you love, with a color, like a big, heavy worsted weight sweater like this, woolen spun yarn...
Makes it feel like a feather.
Weighs nothing.
Yes.
So this is a good comparison, right? Like your throwback and this are the same weight of yarn, they're same color work style sweater, but they're going to feel completely different when you wear them.
Where the throwback doesn't feel heavy, this just feels light and airy.
It's not heavy, but it's just a huge contrast.
The ladies from Beehive, a shop in Victoria, I bought my original sweater quantity at their booth at Knit City. And then I didn't realize, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't realize that I would have preferred having a 4th color. I had 3 contrasting colors. So I actually went ahead and ordered this this fossil, which is the cream color, to add. I feel like it needed something like that.
Okay, so here's what happened with me, and I also chose a sweater out of this book and then bought yarn.
Yeah.
But my idea was to steek it as well. You need an extra ball of yarn to do button bands.
I had bought extra yarn.
So I didn't buy extra yarn. So I'm actually going to do a pullover, but I'm going to buy yarn to do the other one that I'm going to do. And it's just, there's a million patterns to pick from in here. So I'm thrilled to pick. I'm going to actually do the Mountain Mist.
I'm going to show you yarn for my Mountain Mist.
Okay. So anyway, it's beautiful, but I forgot. So if you're going to do steeking like this and you're going to have to pick up button bands, just remember that you're going to need more of your main color.
I say that I just ordered fossil, but I ordered fossil plus 2 more black.
Just in case.
For my button bands.
For your button band, yeah. Well, Shelter, it doesn't have a ton of yardage on each skein.
No.
Like the Brooklyn tweed skeins are kind of small, so that's... And if you have... The most fun about this is anything left over, Jodi, is the most amazing hat.
Can you imagine?
No, yes.
This was the other sweater.
Jodi,
This
it's
one
gorgeous.
that you wanted to knit?
The all over?
The Trek?
I would love to knit them all. There's actually a fingering weight one in here. Yeah, that's beautiful.
This was the other one. I'm.
Is that worsted too?
No. I want to knit this one too.
Okay, so here's the
hard to
fun
decide.
thing. Another fun thing about this book. They've got recipes for fingering weight sweaters, DK, and worsted Aran.
DK.
You could put any motif you want that fits the stitch count. They've got it sort of like a base pattern, that is Strange Brew. That's what Strange Brew was last year.
Yes. Sort of a.
So here's the stitch counts for DK weight if you like DK sweaters or
Yeah.
worsted or fingering.
Yeah.
So you can change that. Yeah, this is beautiful.
So this is what Alexa was knitting. It's actually on the back. I'll show you that picture.
I should cast this on right away.
It's called Mountain Mist, and she was knitting it in sweet fiber. It looks like these exact colors.
She was using Marshland.
You guys.
And so I was like, what? That Marshland is stunning. And that's what I bought for the main body of mine too. But you know what else I have? I have another skein of rose gold left. So I thought I would do the rose gold that would be this light color right here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then I have 2 contrast colors that I bought. So then I still have the body for Marshland.
Oh, that would be gorgeous.
So I think it'll all go together. But
I don't think you can go wrong.
I feel like this is a good thing. You know how people buy single skeins of stuff? This is how you can use up single skeins. You know, get your 4 or 5 skeins for the body and then play with what you have left over at home.
I love it so much.
It's an incredible book. If you're looking for colorwork help, colorwork patterns, colorwork anything, you really can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
She was so helpful with my questions. It's like, bitch, have you knit a colorwork sweater? I'm sure that's what she was thinking. So, but yes, Alexa, thank you. I didn't, I just for some reason wasn't wrapping my brain around something. It wasn't catching on, but I'm good to go.
I would love to have coffee with her.
Alexa was my kind of gal.
I enjoyed
I wish I had more time to spend with
hanging
her.
with every single one of them, but she was like, just what you think. No BS, just super cool. Okay, I want to knit this one.
This?
Yeah. It's this is a fingering weight pattern, but I have some Brooklyn tweed that would be awesome. Look at those kids. Isn't that pretty?
Ridiculous.
Anyway, it's super inspiring. I want to knit? And then they give you a stitch library at the back. So this is how you can do your own.
How fun is that?
Yeah, pages of stitch patterns.
Yeah.
So, and then there are the 2 brainy, awesome women right there. I feel like I need to go to Iceland.
Yeah. Oh, it was fun.
Yeah.
Fun meeting her. Fun looking at the book. It's been so fun knitting.
Super fun. Good.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you my colorwork thing that I cast on.
Yes, I love this.
Oh my God. Do you?
Look how far you've gotten.
Jodi, all I want to do...
Tracie.
All I want to do is knit colorwork yokes.
Skip the dishes and colorwork yokes.
I just want to give the rest of the sweater to somebody else, and I just want to cast on a new yoke. This is the Floozy cardigan by Libby Johnson. And the name, as soon as it came out, I was like, Floozy? That sounds hilarious.
Yes, I am.
I'm totally
Yes,
knitting
please.
that. I want to be a Floozy. It's knit in this gorgeous yarn from New Zealand. I think she's from New Zealand. And it's like a merino silk cashmere or something. Speckly, hand-dyed. And it's got, merino, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. Really drapey, really beautiful. So I did not have a sweater quantity like that, but I did have Barrett Wool Company in her home fingering weight. I just bought a red sweater quantity. And I have some single skeins. And I thought, you know what? I really want to do it in this. I want a red sweater. Badly.
Are you color working purling?
It's mosaic knitting. So it's slip stitch color work.
The whole sweater?
Well, just the yoke. Instead of stranded color work, it's mosaic color work.
Oh my gosh, that's
So I
beautiful.
actually meant to kind of steam it a little bit before.
Yeah, mine looks like dog's breakfast. It will look completely
But
different.
my floats are actually not bad at all. I'm not concerned about anything. But
It's so beautiful.
it's great. I'm almost done the color work. I've got this little bit up here. I have to put that down at the bottom. This is like 2 days worth of knitting. We had our Thanksgiving weekend, and this is like, I didn't have to cook. This is it. This is what I did.
So beautiful.
So the colors I'm using are
Tracie,
Jodi.
you're
had
gonna
it
wear this all
the time. And doesn't it feel light?
It does.
So because I'm not using a speckled yarn and it's kind of a natural wool and it's going to be it's not going to be drapey. It's going to be just like a regular wool sweater.
Yeah,
I think this one looks kind of Nordic.
I do too.
It's the same pattern. I could do this again in a speckledy hand-dyed yarn and it would be completely different.
Right.
But I love this yarn. You did your humulus in this yarn in the worsted weight, and it's so soft.
I love it.
We love this yarn. So this is
Yes.
Barrett Wool Company. This is her color called Red Flannel. And I just think, for me personally, it is the ultimate red. I love a blue-based red.
I do too. It's a fabulous red.
And she's got this gray called Peppercorn that is a really cool toned gray. And I absolutely love it. And then I was like, what am I going to do for the third color? And it's called Pop of Color.
Oh my God, I didn't even know. I thought it was cream.
I had natural cream, but then you know what? I kept going back to this, which is her soft minty aqua called Snowy Pine.
You guys.
I want a whole sweater in Snowy Pine.
Now
But
I see it.
I just feel like it's kind of a modern pop. Like the cream would have been super traditional and beautiful. I was actually going to hold mohair with it. Mohair. It was gonna be nice. I think it would have been nice.
Just for the green?
Just for the green. Mohair.
Oh, yeah,
and
that would have
cream.
been. Yes.
But
it would have
this
given that fuzz.
kept calling my name. This was like, no, this is it. This is it.
That is it.
Right?
Yes.
So a couple of days of knitting. It's on 3.5
Look how
millimeter
far you've
needles.
gotten on fingering weight.
Jodi, I'm not kidding you. I would love for you to challenge yourself to knit one fingering weight sweater.
Okay, but this is way plumper than fingering weight.
To me, this is
Sport.
a plump fingering for sure. And actually, I'm knitting this sweater at a different gauge than the pattern calls for.
Were you bigger or smaller?
Bigger. So my gauge is bigger, so I'm knitting. So I got my gauge at 24 stitches on 10 centimeters or 4 inches.
Instead of
27. So I just did the math.
yours is smaller.
I'm knitting a smaller size.
Your gauge was small. Oh no, it's
No,
bigger.
my gauge was bigger. It's confusing.
You have bigger stitches. Okay.
So here's what I did because I thought, you know what? I'm going to just tell people what I'm going to do. So my gauge is 24 stitches equals 4 inches. The size I would like to achieve is 48 inches. So 4 goes into 48 12 times. Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm going to multiply my 24 stitches times 12.
Right.
That should give me, if I'm right on gauge, that should give me the 48-inch sweater. So I went to the pattern. So that gives me 288 stitches. So now I go to the pattern and look at the sizes for where they separate for the sleeve, like the bust.
How many stitches?
Is there one that's close to 288 stitches? There was one that was 289 stitches, which was literally the size down from what I would have knit.
So I would have just gone, oh, I've got bigger I'm just going to go down a size. You actually did the correct math.
It would have worked. It would have worked. But
Well,
so
fingers crossed it would have worked.
So, okay, so I hope this works. That in theory, this should work. And I mean,
Yes.
this is how a lot of like Norwegian patterns and stuff are. They don't give you a needle to choose. They just tell you the gauge.
Yeah.
And you try and figure it out. Anyway, this is my experiment in changing gauge for
God, I
a sweater.
love it so much.
And I think it's going to work.
Okay, this pop of baby aqua, pastel aqua.
Right? Isn't it so good? It's good on the red and it's really good on the gray too. It's really good on the gray.
I can't believe how gorgeous it is.
So these colors do come in her worsted weight version too. This is her home yarn.
Maybe I'll get a sweater's quantity in this home yarn and give it a go. You know,
it's the worsted spun, so it's not the woolen spun. It's traditional. It's plied. It's round. It's plump.
Oh,
your stitches are
it's
gorgeous.
beautiful to work with. Yeah.
All I want to do is sit down and knit the sweater.
Except I'm not red, but I want a sweater like this.
But Jode, she's got so many colors that are great for you. Why would you not? You don't want red?
I want to think that red looks better on me than I do.
Why don't you get gray or blue and get red for the pop?
Yes, because this red is stunning. Red is so good for you.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess those bluey... anyway, I've just really wanted... I consider red like a neutral. I like black in my wardrobe, gray, and I feel like red goes with pretty much everything.
I feel like red's a neutral, for sure.
So, I just think Libby... I think her patterns are amazing. I have yarn to cast on her Kate cardigan she's got patterns in Lina magazine and
Libby, cutest name ever.
She's Truly Myrtle. So go to her YouTube channel, go to her website, Truly Myrtle. She's always giving discount codes for her patterns if you sign up for her newsletter.
I wonder where she got Truly Myrtle from.
I'm sure she must have said at some point. I feel like Libby is our people. You should watch.
But if her name is Libby Johnson, where's Myrtle come from?
I don't know. I forget.
That's
I'm
cute.
sure
I
she
would
tells.
love to know. Yeah.
She's got these 4 kids, and they got kind of like a hobby farm in New Zealand. They have lambs. They have chickens.
A goat?
Probably.
I would love a goat.
But she is just chatty and warm and wonderful, and I always watch her podcast. And now it's like a lot of her design
That's
related
fun.
things, and those are my favorite kinds of podcasts.
Yeah,
where we're
I love
learning
that.
about stuff like that. And anyway, I'm having a ball, and you can call me Floozy anytime. I love it. I'm knitting a floozy.
If it walks like a duck,
right? Do you have anything else you're working on?
No.
Do you want me to show you something?
Yes.
Quick? I don't have to show this one. It can be.
I
Like maybe an
absolutely,
FO next time.
Tracie. I just love seeing your knitting.
Okay. So, I loved preview knitting for Brooklyn Tweed in the spring. Remember I knit that rivulet wrap, that red Shannon
that
Cook
was beautiful.
design. I absolutely loved it. It was really, really fun. And they asked again, and I was like, oh, October, that's... You know how busy it is this time of year? But I really, really wanted to. And they don't pressure you to finish it. They just want you to...
Really?
Oh no. It is such a laid back... Other than not sharing the pattern and releasing things early, it's super laid back. They give you this giant discount code if you would like their yarn. You do not have to use their yarn.
Did you use it?
I did order it. So what I chose to knit was this. It's called the High Pines Hat. And I do believe it's by Jared Flood himself. And it's just kind of a beanie. And I cast on the yarn that it's called for. Look, the yarn it calls for. Yeah, that may be a better picture of the inside where it's just the hats.
I'm just gonna see.
So it is knit in the Arbor base, their Brooklyn Tweed Arbor, which is a non-superwash wool in the DK weight, but it's not woolen spun like Shelter and Loft. It is worsted spun. So it's really...
Tracie.
Jodi, it's so pretty. This yarn is...
Do you know, I feel silly. I didn't know they had anything other than woolen spun.
They do. And I mean, that's not...
Just because I've never used.
But you know what? Our local yarn shops don't have it, so it's not like we see it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's fairly new that they started coming out with all these bases. Oh. So, I mean, you would love...
Okay, let me just show
yarn.
you this up close. Look at the gorgeous... Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
So I've cast this on as a gift, actually.
Yay!
But I want to show this to you. It's like all of these like mini cables. Nothing is tricky.
No.
I look at the chart. When I opened up the pattern and I looked at the chart, I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And it is not difficult at all, and it's super repetitive.
Right. So every section is like every time you get to that
things that I love, twisted rib and little 1/1 cables, but it's in this tonal. Cute. This color I'm using is called Norway, and it's the palest icy blue. That's one of the things I do love about Brooklyn Tweed, their color palette.
My eyes aren't working today. That looks gray to me. But yes, now that I see it,
you could call it a grayish blue.
It leans blue for sure.
It's a grayish blue, but it is blue.
Beautiful.
He wanted in the pattern. It's a very short ribbing.
Yeah.
I just felt that I wanted to keep going, So you could do whatever you want. That's why we knit our own things, right?
Yeah.
But see how the cables are flowing right out of that knit stitch? It just keeps going up.
I love it when that happens.
I love details like that.
Yeah.
And at the time you think, oh, it doesn't really matter, but it makes a difference.
It does make a difference.
So I highly recommend the pattern and the yarn. This is the first time I've used Arbor, and let me tell you, this yarn screams for a sweater. And these cables and everything are so beautiful.
It's beautiful. High Pines hat. Is it available now?
Today's the day. Today's launch day. So
Yay.
I feel a little bit, couple more days and I would have had it done, because this is what I did last night. It's really fun to knit.
Yeah.
It's TV knitting.
Yes.
Honest, for real, it's TV knitting. Because every second row is almost like a rest row. So no cables, which is great. And I'm not using a cable needle. It's 1/1. I just feel like those are the ones that go super, super quick. I don't think that's telling too much of anything, but I just want people to know that it's easy. And
Gosh, it's beautiful.
Don't be intimidated. And I feel like it's going really, really fast.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Jode. I love it. I love the yarn. I love trying new yarns.
So,
okay. All I have is this. Do you have any socks at all?
no, but you better show yours because it's gorgeous. This is the Tracie episode. The Tracie whips.
I can save it till I have more.
No, I'm happy for you to show it. I just want to just sit here and look at all your knitting.
Here's one more. Here's one more that was released while we were away. This is the newest sock in the Handmade Sock Society, which I'm so happy that I bought the Handmade Sock Society. This is by Helen Stewart, and these are the hazelnut socks that just came out.
Your yarn.
While we were away.
Tell us about your yarn.
The yarn. Got the yarn last year at Indie Untangled. It is Woolen Vine. It looks like a cousin to Rose Gold. Maybe that's why I love it. But it's more mauvey, for sure. And it's got flashes of copper in it. It's called Moon Cusser, and it's Woolen Vine yarn. And she has a sock base called Footsie, and it's a BFL nylon. 80% BFL, 20% nylon. Which to me sounds like the perfect sock yarn. And so I was really happy. I bought a few skeins of it last year. But isn't that pretty? It's mostly vanilla, but then she's got this stunning panel.
And that's what I just love.
Oh my God, it's so delicate.
But this, I mean, it's got this little triangle there.
Yeah.
No, like elongated.
diamond,
yeah, a diamond.
kind
But then it's got that little interest
There's
inside it.
something fun going on in the middle too. And the repeats are actually super quick. And because we were on holidays, I didn't feel like doing a heel flap and gusset. I just kept knitting the tube. I just kept doing all the repeats. I'm probably just going to cut in an afterthought heel.
Good.
But I just thought I was so happy to cast this on. And love the yarn. These socks will wear like iron.
You know who else came out with a new sock pattern? Danny, Little Bobbins.
I know. And it's called Milky Chai.
Yes.
And I love that.
It was that made me think of that for some reason.
I should cast those on too.
Okay, remember when I was talking to Helen, I said, who is that lady? I think she's in the UK, because obviously Helen's from the UK and she must know everybody in the UK who knits, right?
Do you know this lady that lives in London?
It was So Sweet Violet.
Oh, Jules.
Doesn't she have a podcast?
Yes.
Isn't she French?
No.
What is she?
She's English.
Oh, okay.
But there's Isabel. Fluffy Fibers is French.
That's who I'm thinking of.
And she was at EYF. I got to say hi to her.
She's French, but lives where?
France.
Oh, she does live in France. That's who I was thinking of.
Okay.
I don't know why that popped into my head.
I remember because you were like, you know.
Didn't I say Violet?
I don't remember what you said, but I was like, I'm trying to help you. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, you ladies were no help.
We were no help. That Helen. She made me cut up her dinner every night.
Into small round pieces. In equal numbers.
I have nothing bad to say about anybody. Everybody was adorable and sweet, and I had
Helen farts sparkles.
Well, you could ask Diane because they were roommates.
Yes.
And I heard lots of giggling coming from that room.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so
I would like to go back.
Guess what? Our patterns that we showed and talked about. Show yours.
Okay.
Sweet Felicia and Hastings Smiths are now on Ravelry.
That was fun, right?
Yeah, that was really fun. So we, yours just looks glossy.
It's not.
Maybe my tones are duller.
No, it's the same paper.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, we get these printed locally here by a company that's run by sisters, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were lucky enough to have the chance to design in Sweet Georgia yarn, and I love. Talk about your hat.
This is Sweet Felicia. It's a really, really easily memorized 3 rest. There's a 4-row repeat. 3 of the rows are knit rows.
Isn't that awesome?
You guys, this hat flies. So I wanted to knit something that had the cables.
Yeah.
That had sort of a really great patterning, but was like just crazy easy.
Jodi, it's so beautiful, and I love the movement. Yeah. To me,
it's not your traditional cable. When I think of cables, it's
Yeah.
not your traditional cable, but I just love it.
And it's absolutely stunning in the Sweet Georgia yarn.
Yeah.
And speaking of Helen, she's gonna knit your hat. She goes, "Sorry, Tracie, not your gloves, but not your mittens."
She bought the same exact yarn.
She is. She's gonna knit your hat. But also, I feel like this pattern, if you have some speckled worsted weight yarn at home too, these kind of cables aren't gonna be. They're still going to be visible even with speckles. I think actually speckles will be amazing.
And it will just give you that gorgeous texture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You picked the silver in Sweet
fun.
Georgia, and it was super duper fun. And yeah, if you like colorwork mittens, they're super fast and super easy.
Beginner mittens, beginner color work.
These are beginner for sure. There's very short floats.
Yeah.
Only 2 colors and worsted weight, and they go super super fast.
Yeah.
And there's 3 sizes. So they should fit.
Fingers crossed.
I'm no tin cans knits. No, but even the medium, I found even a little bit. I could knit the small. I normally would knit a medium, so I feel like they're going to fit.
Yes.
Lots and lots of folks. But anyway, I had a ball.
That was fun.
I had a ball. It is so fun to have a pattern on Ravelry.
We got a bunch of these printed, so I think in the next little bit we're going to list these in our shop.
Yeah. I know a lot of people really like that. And so they do come with a scratch off Ravelry download code.
Yeah.
So if you like to have a gorgeous like cardstock paper pattern, then you could still get the copy in your Ravelry library. Which
Maybe
to
I'll
me
leave
is the
these for
best.
you and you can list them. You're so good at that.
Okay.
And then I'll ship them. Deal?
I don't mind either way. But I did screw up listings once, but I'm happy to do it.
Well, but now you know.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Just figure it out. I love it. I love it. I got to knit a Sweet Felicia hat.
Not really.
Because now I just go to the grocery store and put on a hat and
do you
run in, and I did the other day. I wore your beautiful Tracie hat to the store the other day.
I'm gonna make spaghetti for
no
dinner.
makeup, sweatpants, run in and out, get some stuff for
That's
dinner.
my uniform. It's my daily uniform.
It was nice to do that. So that is it for knitting.
I'm making spaghetti.
Me.
I want a good, with lots of chunky meat.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
And you know what I use? That's really good. Like, I don't make a scratch sauce.
I don't either. There's some really good jars out there.
But I just like zhuzh it up. Like I brown my beef with some garlic and onion, and then I add a regular jar of ragu.
Oh.
To like 3 cheese or a tomato basil.
Right.
Holy cow, that's good.
I'll buy any jar that's like the only ingredients are like tomato, salt, basil, and garlic. Like super pared down.
Yeah. Ragu is not.
And there's some really good ones out there. Yeah. And let me tell you, I'm all the way. Like I buy 4.
So that's what I say when
I love tomato sauce.
I love tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the Italians are croaking out there. Sorry.
They're falling over with shock.
I wish I had an Italian Nonna that jarred 500 jars of fresh tomatoes every year. Yeah. Okay, Jodi, this is the exciting moment I've been waiting for.
Okay, so did I talk about... Yes, I mentioned before that the shawl was going to be the next thing I was going to do. I didn't realize that it would fly off the needles.
Jodi.
Because we had so much knitting time in those days leading up to Knit City that it was like... You knit for hours a day.
I feel like there must have been, I mean, obviously all these, Vera was designing something, Helen was designing, there was something in the air. Jodi just looked so relaxed, and she's knitting, and the next thing you know, this amazing shawl.
So I knit this with, I had contacted my friend Renee, who is the dyer behind Spun Right Round, who I'm a giant admirer of. And I had seen this middle color, which is Heart Eyes. And I had said to her, oh gosh, I would love to design something with a light and a dark to go with this. So she sent me a kit, and I had showed it and talked about it before. So this is Heart Eyes, this is Pigeon, and then I can't remember the dark color. But this shawl,
Jodi, is so beautiful.
was started and knit at our house in Knit City. Yeah. So it's just squishy garter in DK. It's got some drop stitches. It's got some striping.
So pretty.
I really wanted to feature this. This bigger section here in the middle is that Heart Eyes one that you really pops out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're all amazing. Like she put together, but I can see why you fell in love with this.
And then it depends what color you use. Mine's not exactly faded, but I mean, the colors weren't completely different. So it wasn't those hard line stripes that you can get.
I love the way that turned out.
And then you go to the end. So it's squishy DK, it's stripes, it's drop stitches.
I love the gauge you've knit this at, Jode.
I used a 6mm.
It's super, I love a loose gauge for a shawl.
Yeah. It just makes it
beautiful.
drapey.
Beautiful. Yes, and soft. And
then I went back and added fringe.
That's awesome.
The first thing, when I was there in Vancouver, I had done yarn over knit two together to make the eyelets to put my fringe. Mm-hmm. They were too big.
And
I felt they were too big.
Obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was just left too much of a hole. So I went back and I did a couple rows and then just bound off. And then just every second stitch on my binder.
I mean, look at the drapey, even the fringe. It's just like,
okay, let me put it on
for this.
Let me put it on. There's, lots of ways you can wear it, but if you wear it like this,
Jodi, it's so pretty.
And bring the fringe up here and around, it's like this.
So cool.
See, it makes like this.
What?
Look at that.
So think about your first color, people.
Yeah.
Your first color is the fringe and the end. So
yeah. And so I knew that I knew this beginning section was a bit small. It didn't use very much of your first color.
Right.
Because to me, this is what's wrapped around. You don't see it as much.
Yeah.
I didn't know when I was designing that I was going to come back and use the cream fringe.
I can't get over this.
Look how it wears.
It's so pretty, Jodi.
Anyway, I'm super excited. It's the Malibu Shawl, and it is today up on Ravelry.
This is what we love, right? Like we knit Pure Joy and Gushed and all the Lisa Much and stuff. It's like stripes.
Well, and
relax and texture and color.
And that's where I get my inspiration from. And I just put that in a little note in the pattern. I wanted, for my first shawl, I wanted to add everything I loved about shawls.
Yeah.
Like, this is my favorite shape next to the crescent.
Right.
Drop stitches from Lisa Much. I love so much. Stripes, right?
Well, lots of designers love drop stitches and stripes.
But she was the one who, for me, the drop
introduced you to them.
Introduced me to drop stitches. And I'm crazy about stripes. And then who doesn't love fringe?
Who doesn't love fringe?
The fringe.
I mean, if they don't, they could do tassels. They could do nothing.
I actually saw one of my testers did a little crocheted fringe type edge. Mm-hmm. Someone did it where they didn't use as much yarn, spread it out a little more, and it was shorter, so it was wispier, which was very pretty.
Totally modify it for whatever your comfort zone is. This is full on share.
This is what I was going for.
Love.
Share,
love.
Share in a good way.
Oh my God, so good. Yeah, that's a huge compliment.
It's
Jodi,
big. It's
so beautiful.
It's 72 inches at its longest point and 40 inches at the longest cast-off point.
So 3 single skeins of DK that you love.
That's all you use.
And I can't. You knit it so fast,
Tracie. This can be done in just a few days. So let me just tell you, Renee, I really wanted to make sure she got her shout out because she is doing kits.
Wow, I love this.
She's doing kits in these 3 colors. She's got several of them done already, ready to ship, but she's also going to do a dye to order.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping whoever wants, not just maybe to knit this shawl, but just that combination that can get it. Because
it's amazing.
This, you guys, it just came to me. I believe it's Quake.
Okay.
This color.
Well, it may not be showing up. I mean, I think it looks great. It's super tonal. I look at these two and I think this would be an incredible comfort fade cardie.
Right?
It really is a beautiful, like with that dark going around
Yes.
the shawl. Jodi, this is so pretty.
So Renee, when you see this video, will have kits up in her shop, spun right round. And I'm actually going to put a link down below.
Okay, good.
This was...
Your baby.
Who gets advice from those ladies while they're designing?
It was... But it was all... Yeah.
Not...
And it's like, what do you think? What do you think
Well,
about this?
for specifically, as I went from...
More yarn management, right? Like,
Yeah.
how far will this ball of yarn go?
Well, I went from hard eyes on its own, and then I started to stripe in this. And when I first started, I thought, that's not enough of a contrast. Vera was like, keep going. It's going to be great. And I went halfway. I said, it's not... I'm not sure I'm getting the contrast I want. Just keep going. And it was. It turned. She was right.
Great?
Just keep going. Anyway, thank you. It was tons of fun to knit.
It's beautiful. I'm totally knitting one.
It's named Malibu because that's the street of the house we stayed in Burnaby.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Who knew Vancouver was so... Like, in the morning, you think... In the morning here, you can go outside and sit on your patio with coffee. And there, it was like everything had just been watered.
It was so wet.
So humid.
Yeah.
The fog was really cool, though.
Should we have a yarn party?
Oh, my God. I didn't buy much yarn.
I think I'm getting sick again.
Well, I don't feel great, but I
don't feel terrible,
I'm
but
okay.
Today I feel a little bit throaty.
You sound kind of respiratory. Oh my God, where do we start? Okay, here's the deal. When I go to Knit City, I only know one thing. That I don't really have a lot of rules for myself, but I do know I want a project in sweet fiber yarn.
Yes.
And it's the only time I ever see it in person to squish it. I'm contemplating moving to Vancouver just for 88 stitches.
We're gonna be.
I would like to go to Langley. Next time we go and stay somewhere, I want to stay in Langley because that's where 88 stitches is.
I do too. It's not
Wouldn't
that far.
fun?
Yes.
I would love that.
Better yet, let's stay with Melissa.
Oh, sure. I'm sure she would love that. I would help her rinse yarn. So anyway, that was our first stop, right? Like in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually kind of a cool, awesome perk that we get to
Did I
go
get
in
the same
first
one?
thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that one?
So keep that in mind if you're running short.
Jodi.
Show us your yarn. Flash me your stash.
So what I did end up deciding on, and I've already swatched a little bit, I got Marshland, Silverleaf, and Driftwood. And I didn't even really know the colors. I was just grabbing, but that's what I ended up. Marshland is going to be the body of my sweater.
You guys, it's this tonal, like tealy forest hunter.
Oh, like with a black glaze on it.
Yes.
It was one of the colors in my sweet fiber shawl that I knit, that Bing shawl. It was the green that came.
Was it?
So, and I remember saying, oh, this could be a sweater.
Yes.
So now it's going to be a sweater. And I'm going to do the Mountain Mist by Tin Can Knits out of this batch. And I'm going to add my rose gold. And I think it's going to be
amazing.
Awesome.
So was this the one Alexa was knitting with that we all fell out? Yeah.
Yes.
So Alexa was knitting a Mountain Mist of her own. You guys, this Marshland, you won't believe the depth of color she's gotten into this.
And I mean, I don't consider myself, I mean, it's teal and black, kind of. I feel like it's almost a cousin to tea leaves. Like you could put tea leaves with this for sure. That tea leaves is under there somewhere or part of.
She's got the best colors for fades.
Oh my God, she's so talented. And her booth was just, I've never seen. So before Knit City opened, we were like, okay, let's get our sweaters and then we're done because everything else is gravy. We really just want the Tin Can Knits book and a sweater from Sweet Fiber and I feel good. And then later I thought, well, I would like some shawl yarn and a couple of balls for socks too, but.
Did we end up going back?
Yes, but I said I'm not going to push through people to go get yarn. The
lineup was giant.
They were handling it really well in the booth, but
there was a lineup
shoulder to shoulder.
There was a lineup to wait to shop. Mm-hmm. They were smart because I don't want to be in a booth where there's 35 people jammed in shopping. Mm-hmm. I liked that.
And then I just thought to myself, she does all these updates all year. Don't be a pig. Let other people get the yarn. But I was really happy to have this sweater to come home and work on. And it's her cashmerino, which I didn't know I was buying cashmere.
I knew I was buying it.
Super happy to
Well,
have.
the whole middle table was like, buy me. And
Her
it's
big
all,
front table.
yes,
Yeah.
was all cashmere.
And apparently she dyed triple rose gold this year, like rose gold times the 3 amount.
Yeah.
And sold out.
I'm not surprised.
So it's one of her super popular
So
colors.
Tracie,
So
look,
what did you get?
very similar colors to you. So this is going to be the body of my sweater. It's charcoal.
So pretty.
It's my lane.
What's this for?
This is for marshland. And
You're
then
knitting 2 marshlands?
no, that's your marshland or mountain mist.
It was going to be the moraine that has
Oh, yeah.
all over, but I didn't get another skein
Right.
for and I just thought, oh, forget it. I'll knit something else. I'll get
Tracie,
another
I have this.
But I will get another color. Do you know
But
what I
this
mean?
was dyed together.
But it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean?
Because look, this is why. Because my main color of my sweater is going to be charcoal.
Yes.
And you need 3 other colors.
This is that other one you showed
No,
us?
this is the mountain mist.
Oh, this is Mountain Mist.
This is mountain mist. I couldn't
Oh.
decide on what color.
No, but you need depth. You need something.
I don't think
Jodi,
so,
I'm
Trace.
super happy to be knitting Mountain Mist.
I don't think so. I think with these color choices,
I mean, it'll be gorgeous, whatever you choose.
I'm going to give you that. Because look, I have 5 other skeins.
Okay, do you want me to show you the one that I did get the yarn for? This is what I was thinking,
Well, now you can.
and this is what I swatched for.
Because this is what you intended on knitting.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
This one, it's called Moraine, and it's got a snowflake yoke, and then little tiny,
I feel like this is more you.
and the yoke, like, so this would be the body, and the light blue that I got would be the little flecks. And I was gonna, I'm gonna steek that one. I just think it's a cardigan.
Yes.
Because it's pretty busy.
Yes.
But that's what I was gonna do.
Well, good. Now, and this was all maybe dyed together with your batch, so that's perfect.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that
Oh my
works out
God.
great.
Okay, that will be awesome.
I just grabbed all the colors that I thought worked really well
Jodi,
together.
those
I
are
mean,
beautiful.
This is screaming at me.
The chartreuse.
I don't like.
And this is shipwreck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then this moonstone, you guys.
And then this was the other one you loved. Sea glass. Ah, Jodi, I should do a whole sweater.
Do you need any more silver leaf?
That's so funny. No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, keep that in mind. You should just, if you don't use them,
Jodi.
give back what you don't use.
No, you keep this until I need it because
I actually think these are going to be my mountain mist colors.
Yeah, those are really
Or do I
pretty.
need a lighter one in the middle?
What about
Anyway.
this one instead of? I think this one.
Anyway,
I love.
yeah, so that's what I wanted.
Yeah, so that's what I was looking at.
This I just
But let me
grabbed
tell you, I
because
swatched for this and I was way off.
Were you?
I was like 2 whole stitches off, even after going up a needle. I'm gonna have to knit it on 6mm needles. Then my next swatch would be 6mm needles. So that's also why I was thinking, maybe I'll just knit something else.
Did you do the dotted swatch?
Mm-hmm.
Did you
I
like
did
the
it on the-
fabric?
No, not really.
Too tight?
A little bit.
Okay, so go up.
But it was super fun steeking it.
Okay. I think you should try one more needle size. Because you
But I
talked
could
about,
steek the Mountain Mist.
I know, but you did talk about that sweater.
Well, I just always wanted to do an all over
Yes.
color work that has that little blip
Yes.
of.
Looks like hearts
Yeah.
all over the sweater.
It's pretty busy though. I was also wondering, should I be wearing such a busy sweater? I don't know.
Well, the main color of your sweater is dark, which is
Yeah.
very flattering, right?
Yeah.
I do. If it was me, I would just go for it.
The snowflake yoke to me is so gorgeous.
I actually think the fabric you construct still is quite dark. It's not like it's a light fabric and you're going to feel like maybe it's not as slimming. I still think with the dots, it's very dark.
Probably. It's really beautiful.
That's what
It
you
caught my attention.
Yes, that's what I think.
As
you
a
should
really
knit.
classic looking, classic cardigan thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Jode, all of those colors are absolutely amazing. Okay, sea glass. I still want to do a sweater in a single ply fingering weight yarn because I love the drapey shawl that you get with it. So I'd really like, maybe sea glass one day.
Isn't that color
Wouldn't
incredible?
that be a boxy, or even just a...
My mountain mist is going to be... I have 2 in my queue. So I'm knitting this one right now, which is Marshland. Then my next sweater is going to be the DK sweater set you got me for my birthday. It's going to be probably a pullover.
Nice.
An all-over pullover. And then the Marshland. But there'll be other sweaters that come out. This may turn out to be something different.
Okay, you know what I really want to knit? That super cute stripey one that Vera had in her stripe class.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of had reverse stockinette on the sides.
Yeah, that was very, like umpire sort of, right? Because it flared.
It was just the right shape. Like it wasn't, I feel like that would be a really good one for anybody.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Plucky knitter. 10%.
Plucky!
Yeah.
Oh my God, don't even tempt me. I can't. I won't.
No, they had a really fun weekend last weekend.
It's so cool. All of those lucky knitters out there in Michigan. So our friend Nicole came bearing gifts. She dyed a colorway just for Knit City to give away to friends. And it's called It's Knit City, bitches. But it's the most gorgeous speckle. And it's her MCN, Merino Cashmere Nylon.
I love
Oh my
that.
goodness, I can't wait to cast it on.
I sort of maybe want to make mittens.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. You know what I was thinking, Joe?
Hold it double.
Your hat, your Mads hat with the mohair.
Hold it double. I did with that hat, hold it double.
Yeah, with the and anyway.
Triple.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm blowing it out. But it's super speckly.
Like dove gray washes in parts.
Yeah, and it's got that chartreusey kind of color in it. Blues,
I don't think I'm going to knit socks. I think it's going to be held double for mittens. Do you think I'll have enough?
Oh, yeah.
Mittens held double?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because there is 400, just like 375 meters. You don't need, and a worsted weight skein is enough for mittens. So that's
perfect.
200. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you've got enough.
Okay.
You've got enough. So I love that, and I can't wait to cast
Okay,
that
so
on.
Sweet Georgia, this is a new to me color. Like I've never seen this.
It's a new. Is this Sweet Strawberry Tea?
Yeah.
It's one of their new fall colors. It's unbelievable.
So it's looking quite bright here. It's very maroony, burgundy-ish, mauve-ish.
with like orange underneath.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
it's showing, our colors show differently on the monitor. Usually when I watch it back,
it's correct.
it looks a lot better. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping this shows. But I got another skein of this because I wanted to knit a hat, my cabled hat for a gift.
Well, that's amazing, Jodi. That color, I fell in love with that color there.
Strawberry tea, you guys. It's crazy gorgeous. Look
It's
at all the different
layered
colors.
and it's so pretty. I'm so glad you got that color. I don't think I got that color.
I also got a navy to knit my husband a hat. Her navy
did
was
you?
gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, let's show that.
Let me show you this super cool. Nicole came bearing gifts. Look at this set.
I cannot believe that pom-pom.
This is like the ultimate pom-pom. I am knitting.
It's ethically sourced. It's like from dead animals. It's a real fur pom-pom.
It's stunning. So when we spent our time in Denver, we really wanted to get to this yarn shop called My Sister Knits. And it's out of town from Denver. I think it's like an hour away or 45 minutes
We're
away.
dying to go to My Sister Knits.
Never had the time. We never made the time. We were too busy, too tired working, all that stuff. They have this yarn line now. It's called Loco. It is dyed by Nicole of Hugh Loco, but it is colors that they have chosen. It's their curated yarn line. It's their whole house label of My Sister Knits, but it is dyed by Nicole. And they sent 2 skeins of DK, that's what this is. It's non-superwash.
It's beautiful. I'm so bummed I didn't have it. I didn't bring mine.
So you got a beautiful tealy blue and a
Tealy
gray,
blue.
right? Same gray or different gray?
Pretty similar
Darker,
gray.
yeah. And then pom-poms each.
These are real fur. People are going to ask, but they're ethically sourced. They're from dead animals.
You know what? Everybody can make their own decision. If it's not your jam, get a different kind.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. It's fabulous. I'm going to throw paint on your pom. I'm going to be, when you open your front door.
Best damn pom-pom I've ever seen.
It might be.
It really is just lovely, though, whatever it is.
I
So
didn't
thank
actually
you
see
to
that
the
up
My
close.
Sister Knits ladies.
Tracie.
Who are sisters. I've been dying to go there. We have to go. I hear nothing about.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing
I want to
but
go
how amazing
so
it is.
bad to
I
sit
know.
my sister's knits.
Me too. So anyway, we'll have to.
Do they ever do retreat weekend things?
I don't know, but I hear
Because I would sign
their
up.
shop is in like a little carriage house. It's just supposed to be the cutest, most wonderful ever. So we're
Magical place.
magical, just like Button.
Do they sell those pom-poms on their website?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't even look, but I'm sure if you call the shop or go, I'm sure they've got
I want that gray
a
one.
website. We'll have it.
No, you got to knit your
I'll
hat.
do colorwork mittens. You
No.
can have this.
Tracie, you need to keep that pom-pom. It was a gift.
It's so beautiful.
I have mine is also amazing. I just love pom-poms.
Who doesn't love pom poms?
Yes.
I know what you mean. I love bags. You collect pom poms. You
Yes.
just buy them because you love them.
Yes.
And you don't need them.
Yes.
Yes.
Everything correct.
Yeah. Yes. Double
Okay.
yes.
Okay, you guys, Stitch Mischief.
Oh.
Her booth was so happy and so fun. Do you guys remember those gorgeous socks Tracie knit? Speckled with this amazing...
She was one of my test knitters for the Coffee Talk socks. So those are out there somewhere.
Is that how you came across her, or did you know about her before that?
No.
She's a very new dyer.
She is a new dyer. She sells project bags. I saw her when I sewed you that project bag. She had just released. That's her pattern. The Finch bucket is her pattern. And then she started a podcast. And she was so cute when she was testing it. She goes, "Do I have to finish them both?" I said, "You're asking me if you have to finish both socks?" No. You finish one and you've done the whole pattern. But she did them in her own yarn, which was off the charts amazing. In those two colors, Shine and Peach Bellini or something?
Just Bellini.
Bellini.
Yeah.
Which is a fluorescent. Oh my God. The faded toe in her socks in that color looked amazing. So
I had to have it when I saw Tracie's.
yeah, so I totally bought the same kit.
Did you buy these?
Yes.
Oh, Tracie bought... Okay, so I bought the full skeins because her kits were $75.25. And although it makes pretty socks, I like a little bit plumper yarn.
Yeah.
And so I chose the full skeins of 80/20.
This is going to be so cute in your crocheted blanket too, though. Yes. Little stripes of that. You're
So
going to
I
use
didn't
all
care.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did buy that color. And I don't know what I did with it.
You bought this one? This fluorescent?
Yeah, it had a mini of that. It had a mini.
Oh,
It was a set. But her booth was gorgeous and mobbed. Like all her bags sold. She had tons of yarn. It was really beautiful. And it was her first time vending. I feel like it was out of this world. It was so well done.
I'm so thrilled when I see other people's success.
Me too.
Somebody new like that.
Her sister was there. Her daughter was there.
Yes.
And her work is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And people loved it.
It was fun.
And we got a chance to hug her finally.
Yeah.
It was really, really nice. Jodi.
Tracie.
I don't know what I did with mine now. It's really bugging me.
You already bought a kit ahead of time. Did you buy another one?
No. You're right. I showed it last time. I was like, it's not in my Knit City basket. Anyway, that's why. Dummy.
Not this episode.
Wake up already. Okay, so here's where I can tell you about our coupon code.
Yay.
So, like I said, I wanted to get the yarn for the throwback for the yoke. I wanted to see if there was any left, spin cycle, I would get some. So these 3 colors will be the color work in my throwback cardigan.
Do you think you'll go this order or different order? Like, are you wanting it
I don't know.
faded?
What way do you think it should go?
Well, I'm seeing that.
This way? Start with top or bottom? Like which way? That way?
Well, I'm not sure about top or bottom, but I feel like that might be the middle. You'll just have to play with it. You'll know when you...
I actually wasn't sure about the light pink, to be honest with you. I was thinking of maybe putting a gray in there. Don't leave them all.
Leave them all.
It's really special yarn, you guys.
Leave them all.
This
Tracie,
spin cycle is amazing. What?
When you said how much? Wasn't it like $100?
American dollars?
Because that's even worse. Was it American?
Isn't that funny? I have no clue what anything costs now. It was like
I know.
10 days ago, and you buy it, like you just want to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Oh, look, that's the color I want. Cash me out.
Here's $800.
I tap it, so it's like, oh, I don't even know what I'm... That's really bad.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, so I'm going to use every inch of this.
I'm
not substituting anything.
I have to say, there are those times where you get special yarn like this where it is worth paying a few extra dollars.
Totally. It's not, yes, absolutely.
It's extravagant. We know not everyone has the same budgets, but let me just say this. This is special yarn, and if you can ever treat yourself to a skein of spin cycle.
Yeah, and I mean, the body of the sweater can be, you know, get your knit picks or whatever. Like, you don't,
Yes.
you can make it work for
Yes.
you, and if you just feel like it's too much, then just pass on by.
I agree.
Yeah, but anyway, the booth that was at was Abundant Fiber.
Yeah.
Who are from Whidbey Island in Washington, like super close, right across the border.
Yeah.
Which I did not know anything about them. But Ken, who works for them, came by and said, hey, you know, I watch you guys, and can we get a picture? And it was so fun to meet her. She was
so excitable.
She was really, really sweet.
She was
and
sweet.
They treated us to some yarn. They said, pick something. We'd love for you to try. So I was like, oh my God. Start looking at the skeins. Every skein there was so special.
Yeah.
This is their Verdant, which is a DK weight, I think. Yeah, DK. It's 80% US Merino and 20% US Rambouillet. And it just feels like so soft. Non-superwash, I'm assuming. But I've since learned Abundant Fiber is their own mill. They source local fleeces. Like they've got sheep in Washington that they spin the yarn at the mill. They do everything. It goes from fleece to yarn at their mill at Abundant
I love
Fiber.
that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So now Abundant Fiber is a bucket list trip for me. You guys. Okay.
Guys, this is beautiful.
This is crazy.
Oh, I didn't see that.
This is limited edition BFL silk. It is so soft. It's 50-50. Blueface Leicester, 50%
That is a
silk.
lot of silk.
It is 220 yards, obviously fingering weight. 200 meters and 50 grams, so definitely fingering weight. I can't wait to use it. And then this one was also, it says limited edition, 50% alpaca, 40% merino, 10% angora.
Is that lace weight?
No, it's same idea, 200 meters for 50 grams. So it's fingering weight.
Wouldn't it be beautiful, these two together?
I kind of thought that these would be, so this is basically like a skein of fingering weight yarn.
Yeah.
But she said you can make it go quite a long way.
That's stunning.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
So in the days since Knit City, you and I both had Thanksgiving codes in our Ravelry shop.
Yes.
Thankful, that everybody's so sweet to support us. So we slashed prices and said, here's a
Just
huge
thankful.
discount. Just so thankful for
Yeah.
everybody's support. And they felt the same way at Abundant Earth Fiber. And they said, if you go to their website and use the code THANKFUL, you can save 20% on your order from them.
That's
one
a
time.
big discount.
So make sure you've got everything in your cart before you check out. You can get 20%. And it's from Canadian Thanksgiving, which was Monday, to American Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's a big window.
Isn't that fun? So that's a giant window. It's maybe like 5 weeks, 5 or 6
Yeah.
weeks. So check out Abundant Earth Fiber. It is, I was reading on their website last night, and it's
I'm gonna take this.
Lydia is the lady that started it. And she
Oh.
was a teacher.
Did we meet Lydia?
No, we met, I think, Alan,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
So anyway, it was, we did not meet Lydia, but we met, I believe, Alan, and it was really sweet to talk to him. But they have really cool stuff on their website, and they sell dyeing kits.
So we were gifted a dyeing kit for a giveaway, you guys. So I got to get the yarn, right?
Yeah.
I include yarn with it. So we're going to have a giveaway next time of an Abundant Earth
Well, I
dye
could
kit.
include this. This is natural.
Oh, that might be fun.
So beautiful. It's DK. You could knit yourself a cowl
Oh.
or mittens or a hat, but they have this super cool like little packet that's just add probably vinegar, water, and mix.
Yeah.
I didn't read the directions, but
It was your own dyed yarn kit.
this is the kind of business that keeps the whole industry going. It's grassroots. It's,
Yes.
farmers selling their fleece. It's all being taken, that just like Spin Cycle. Like they spin the yarn and dye the yarn, and it's all non-super. I love it. It makes me really
I love
happy.
it.
I geek out about stuff like this. And they blend really interesting fibers together,
Yeah.
and it's not just generic stuff. So anyway, 20% discount.
That's a biggie.
You can save some nice money and maybe try a skein of something you've never tried before.
Yay.
Yay!
Okay. Okay, I must have dropped a skein on the way. It better be at my house and not on the ground. I had Sin, which is her dark color.
Oh my God, I
You
love
guys,
that.
look at this. I'm not a red girl. I had to
I
have
couldn't
this
believe you
set.
bought this. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong,
For
but
some
I was like,
reason, it just was calling my name.
it's so gorgeous, Jodi.
It's called Love Letter, and it's her DK weight.
Is that a new color for her?
No, it's not. It is DK. I don't know.
So DK and a mohair in the same color.
Do you think this might have been a February club? That's now.
I guess we should have asked. We didn't talk a lot. We were just like, oh, look at this one. Look at that one.
So she's
Such
done
a beautiful
cloud lace mohair, and then I got her DK, and I don't know what it's going to be.
Something awesome.
Something awesome is right.
The colors.
Love Letter.
Absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
So this is Alicia of Yarn Ink.
You got to wind that up and get busy.
I bought
The
this
color
in
is
sock yarn, and I did wind that up already. But I was playing with it the other day. This is her Monet colorway. I keep wanting to say Mojito. I thought this was Mojito.
No.
It's not. It is out of this world gorgeous. This is her singles base, which she does not always have.
It's so beautiful.
You're right. So I bought 2 skeins because I always feel one isn't enough if you want to do a big shawl. You need 2. So
I agree.
This will be a big shawl one day. I would actually love to get her dark gray.
Sin was like a charcoal.
Yeah, I didn't see that on the singles.
It was almost like this. Is that too dark?
No, not too dark.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
I would love to stripe it with a darker color, and I just think it would make these speckles pop like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
But this color called my name. And I love her singles base. Alicia, I hope you keep doing singles. This is a beautiful high twist.
Singles are so beautiful. Nice limp yarn.
I prefer it a little better than that. But.
Beautiful single base for a shawl.
And
actually for garments. We've talked about that before. Single base, believe it or not, makes a beautiful garment.
Let me tell you, you and I both were like, we don't like singles. What's with these singles? Why would people want to knit with singles?
Yeah.
What's our problem? Who would listen to us? Don't listen to us. I'm completely the other way now. I love, love, love knitting with singles. I want to reknit all my shawls in singles.
Are we getting towards the end?
We must be. Why?
Just wondering.
Feels like a lot. 2 hours we've been
This
blabbing.
is my last thing.
Okay.
We don't have to be done.
Okay, I do want to show. I have one thing. No, we're done. We're almost done.
So Yarn Ink.
Love. Oh, I love that color.
Again, Malibu. I had to have it.
Oh.
I know. I'm actually
And you got mohair to go with it or no?
No.
Sin to go with it.
I got Sin, a dark one, to go with it.
Jodi, that's such a pretty color.
I need something in this.
Okay, that corally color and the mauvey color in there.
I feel like this might be my next shawl.
It's really pretty.
With stripes, I was thinking. Maybe some slip stitches.
Yeah, so pretty.
Anyway, love. Okay.
Jodi. Okay, so I'm going to start. Oh, I'm kind of nervous, but I'm going to do it. I'm starting a test knit with brioche. I know. And it's 3 colors. So I'm going to do, this is beautiful. I got these sweet Georgia colors. It just seems so autumny and beautiful.
It really, Tracie. Look at the colors for your skin.
I don't know what's going to, I just think it's beautiful.
This is the navy I got.
It's called Marine. Yeah. And this kind of, such a warm color. It's called Apple Pie. And this is Elderberry. So these have to be in something together at some point. I think they're gorgeous.
I think they're so beautiful.
Jodi, I could do your shawl. It's DK.
That would be stunning. And how crisp your stripes would be because it's such contrast.
Yeah, without speckles because it's just tonal. But I just thought these were gorgeous together. And it's a base from Sweet Georgia that I've not tried. And you guys, 90% superwash merino, 5% mohair, 5% silk. And it feels like a lot more silk. It's very soft.
The halo is beautiful.
And it does have a tiny bit of a halo. Come on, stop it with that color.
Yeah. Reminds me of strawberry tea a little bit.
Kind of, but it's more, and maybe you could get that glow because of the silk, right? It doesn't have the orange.
No, it's more purple. But in the same family.
Kind of yeah, I agree. They would be beautiful together,
Wouldn't
actually. They? Yeah. Anyway, so that was super duper fun.
Okay, so this is...
So many good things, right? Yeah.
God.
I know. I had a short list, but it was a good one. Andrea Rangel and Kat of
Gage?
Catherine Gamroth, Gage Dye Works.
Gamroth?
Yep. They did their club last year
Yeah.
where Andrea does the patterns and Catherine does all these amazing striped colorways. So they published it in a book, and it's called Knit Outside. These socks I saw a year ago, and I was like, I need whatever it is that made that. I need that. So that was on my list at my short list. I had a short list.
Yeah, you did.
I found a lot, but my list was very short. So I bought now these patterns. The year is up from the club, so they're available on Ravelry or this book. And I got the exact yarn to make these socks.
I'm surprised you haven't cast those on.
Me too. So this yarn has a big chunk of the red, so you wind it off in its own little ball, and then another chunk of this goldy color, and you wind it off. And that's your color work. And then you've got just the stripe, and you can make your striped socks with some color work.
Where did she get so brain?
Oh my
she's
God,
so smart.
I've just never seen a self-striping dyer have so much fun with it like that. So they're adorable, and I feel like that's going to be one of the things that I cast on right away. And then Kat had this was her color of the year of her Knit City colorway, and it's called Whiskey in a Teacup, and it's a very gray rainbow with a super cool mustardy color.
I can see it through there.
And
it's so beautiful.
green.
That mustard is gorgeous.
Whiskey in a Teacup, people.
Mauve in there. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
I don't know. So amazing. So that was something I really, really was happy to get my hands on. That booth got wiped out too. Very, very, very
You had to go.
popular and busy.
Oh, excuse me. I have to pick up Maddie today.
Do ya?
Yeah.
At lunch?
No, just after school. We'd be late if it was for lunch.
I got my little
Yeah. Toque sack.
toque sack. Not a ball sack. Toque sack.
I think they said they sold out, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did.
Good.
And I was the next day. I didn't see them there.
I'm sure they're thrilled they sold out. Like, who wants to
sure.
have that after? Those are cute.
So, and they also had an artist do this print. So you could have bought this print. I think it was like an 11 by 14 or quite a large. You can frame it. But I bought some note cards.
Adorable.
So I bought half a dozen note cards in their super, super cute knitty.
You'll use those for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, whether you just put them in a package as a gift.
Can I have one?
How about you have three? I have
No,
three.
just one.
Why?
Just one, because I want to put it on my bulletin board.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Don't you love those little...
I love them.
And
I love them.
Then I want to see... Then I'll see it every day.
Yeah.
That just makes me happy.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love
You're
it.
welcome. And then, okay.
Okay, Jade, we're so thrilled for Jaden.
This is a blast. Like, you've got to tell the story.
Okay, so when we very first started podcasting...
Our first knit-along was
Our first knit-along was the 3-color cashmere shawl.
by Joji Locatelli.
And I really wanted to knit it, but it was huge with purling, and I didn't want to knit it myself. So I put it out.
Wanted the shawl.
I wanted the shawl. So I put it out in the world, and Jaden from Saskatchewan said, I'll knit it. So I sent her a bag, and I sent her yarn, and the shawl came back, and it was stunning. So since then, Jaden is our friend.
And she started a yarn dyeing company with her sister, Tara, and they are Midknit Cravings. Jaden's got a podcast, too.
Yeah.
So they were vendors at Knit City this year. I feel like they've only been dyeing yarn for a year. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think
But-
much longer.
Their colors are beautiful. They have a color called Tapas Bar. I'm going to have to order some. It's kind of grayish with a deep eggplant and a mossy green speckle.
Their booth was beautiful.
Their booth was gorgeous.
Yeah.
They had tons of yarn. They worked really, really hard. They
Yeah.
had these giant sets. And then this was a gift from Helen. I love it so much. It's a little sock set based on Little House on the Prairie, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
No.
No.
Oh, shoot.
It's called Diana Berry. Anne of Green Gables.
Yes.
And then this is the raspberry cordial colorway. So it's going to make an adorable pair of socks. And it's a 50 gram and a mini. And you and I have already made socks out of 50 grams and a mini. The one I'm wearing today are made of 50 grams
You
and a mini.
really don't need, and I've got size 9 ladies' feet.
Right. So think of how much yarn you have left over.
I always have right around 50 grams
And
left.
what do we do with it?
Nothing.
So this is a great thing for a sock set or a hat set or kids socks or whatever. So I love it. It's from Helen. I should knit one of Helen's patterns.
Do you know, it's funny, it seemed like everybody who was showing us yarn would pull out Mid-Knit Cravings and look at this. And it was like Mid-Knit Cravings was everywhere.
They had so many samples.
Yeah. A sample sell. Sample sell.
I'm so happy for them. Their yarn is beautiful.
Yeah.
She's got this, it's the 80-20 base that we absolutely love.
I can see how plump it is.
Yeah. So anyway, congratulations, Jaden. I'm sure she's not knitting for lazy podcasters anymore.
Oh my God.
And I mean, I have a thing or two, but let's just save it for another day because I'll just be knitting with them.
Julie. Bonjour, Julie.
Okay. My favorite booth there was probably Julie Aslan booth. Oh. They had a tree in the middle of their booth. They had lights strung. They had leaves scattered on the ground. It was full of yarn.
They went all out.
They had Pom Pom magazine, Jose Paquin, and they had Twill and Print, Tiffany of Twill. It was quite a booth.
Yeah.
And then of course Julie and her husband were, giant smiles helping people choose yarn. And I have never knit with Nurtured, but I hear amazing things about it.
Excuse me.
Designers design sweaters in Nurtured all the time.
That's a really woolly blend.
It is beautiful. It feels like it's not superwashed. It's Rambouillet, Targhee, and Merino. 100% fine wool.
That's beautiful.
But it was this color that was just, there's no way it's going to show up. It's just the most delicate aqua blue, but it's got these little pale kind of pink. I'm going to knit it. Jodi, I think this would make a beautiful Sweet Felicia hat.
Yes, it would, Tracie. The definition you'd get?
Yeah.
This is
so
stunning
I feel
yarn.
like I'm going to knit this. And this is, each skein is 118 meters and 56 grams.
I love a woolly wool. And this isn't woolly where it's going to be scratchy.
No.
But you can tell it's got a little bit of toothiness to it that it's just going to show.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Isn't that beautiful?
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Maybe one day I'll knit a sweater in it. But people go crazy for her Nurtured yarn. So I was really happy to snag a couple of skeins. And this was a total impulse purchase, walking by. Just like, oh, I have to have that.
Excuse me.
Jodi!
I need to go have a snack.
Forever.
I know, my throat's a little sore.
Here's my notes from our class with Vera. Love.
Just pulling shit out of your bag.
Any more junk that I can pull out of my bag? I have other things that I'm going to show you guys later.
And I have a couple of things that I had forgotten.
Did you bring any Mrs. Brown's bags today?
No, there are bags in the shop.
Great.
So there's like 50 bags or so in the shop. So
lots of your bags. We went into our Stripes workshop with Vera and
the whole first row.
The whole first table in the class had Mrs. Brown's bags.
Okay, so this is the thing. I don't want to be a vendor ever again to sell things.
Well,
but
did you ever do that?
Well, like I had the crocheted hats and we did years ago with the jewelry, like just in general be a vendor, right?
And
so, but people
don't understand that, but I get it. It's a ton of work.
I want to go and enjoy, because I'm being selfish. I want to go and enjoy Knit City. I don't want to work Knit City.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I hope people aren't disappointed that we didn't film everything, but that's not what that was about for us. We went to have fun. And to meet the knitters and be in the moment and enjoy.
It was not a work event for us.
No.
So Alicia and I have partnered of Yarn Inc. And I will have tote bags in her booth next year.
Good.
We are going to do a special Knit City colorway.
That's great.
And so I will have.
So people will be able to snag a Mrs. Brown's bag, but you don't have to be out there. That's awesome, Jodi.
Win-win.
Right? Yes. Yes.
And that way I can just ship them to Alicia. She can take them in the truck. Like, it's just nothing for me.
How awesome of a combo will that be?
Yeah.
I love it. Love, love, love it.
Anyway.
Vending is a huge job, and it is long days, and it is a ton of work before, and it's set up and take down, and these people we appreciate everybody that goes to that trouble.
Because we know how much work it is.
So much work. And I still wish, after those 2 days, there were still booths that I didn't get a chance to see.
I could have used a little bit more time.
But we were just tired, Jodi. On Sunday we had time.
I was done.
We were like, I think we should just go sit down and knit.
Which
and
was
that
great.
was great too, because we got to meet some new friends. Agnes from Iceland, again, came to Knit City.
Hi, Agnes. Oh, she's
who
a
is
hoot.
cousins with the lady from Iceland that I met at EYF, and she does the yarn, and she gave us giveaway yarn. Salome from Dottir Dye Works.
It's
an
a
Icelandic
small world
dyer.
out there.
That's crazy.
Isn't
That
it?
is crazy.
Yeah.
So we should go to Iceland and visit Agnes.
We're going to stay with
Salome.
Agnes.
Right. She would love that.
Totally. Okay, knitters, until next time.
Oh my God, this is a lot of blabbing. I hope that was all right with you
I'll
guys.
put some links to some different things in the description box below. Tracie does. I'll put a link to our Ravelry page.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Also, we're going to be at a local retreat coming up next May.
Yes.
And we want to mention it because there's not a ton of spots available. It's through a Northern Alberta yarn shop called Hippie Strings. How cute is that name?
that is a cute name.
Mother and daughter, Robin and Cheryl. And there's a lodge in Jasper, Alberta. And they are having a retreat. And we are coming. We're going to teach a little class, some sock tips and afterthought heels. But really, you want to come for the location. It's a very relaxed retreat. It's just like hang out and knit. There's going to be a marketplace with some Alberta vendors. Already Flock Fiber, I know.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know
Ginger
that.
Snap, I believe. I shouldn't really say because I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. But anyway, the details are emerging. So follow Hippie Strings on their Instagram. We'll be having all the news too. But we would love to meet you and hang out and knit with you. So if you have time to come, it's the first weekend in May 3rd to 5th, I believe.
How fun is that gonna
Oh my
be?
gosh, you guys, Jasper is one of my all-time favorite places in the world.
Yeah,
so beautiful.
stunning.
So that's it for news.
That's it.
I love it. That's it. And we'll
Till-
see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go knit all the
Bye,
yokes.
knitters.